This episode is brought to you by Kia's first 3-row all-electric SUV, the Kia EV9, with available all-wheel drive and seating for up to 7 adults, with a 0 to 60 speed that thrills you 1 minute, and available reclining lounge seats that unwind you the next. Visit kia.com/EV9 to learn more. Ask your Kia dealer for availability. No system, no matter how advanced, can compensate for all driver error and or driving conditions. Always drive safely.
I'm Mo Rocca, and I'm excited to announce Season 4 of my podcast, Mobituaries. I've got a whole new bunch of stories to share with you about the most fascinating people and things who are no longer with us. From famous figures who died on the very same day, to the things I wish would die, like buffets. All that and much more. Listen to Mobituaries with Mo Rocca wherever you get your podcasts.
Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. And in today's episode, I wanted to talk on this YouTube short video that I saw. And in a way, defending, well, some OnlyFans models. I know there's some OnlyFans models out there where they do that stuff because they actually like doing it. But then there's those other line of OnlyFans models where they do that stuff because they're struggling financially and they have no choice but to do that stuff. Now, there are multiple choices, you know, in life. Like, you don't necessarily have to do it. But if you feel that, like, if my thing is this, if you're comfortable with doing that stuff, then do it. If not, then don't do it. Continue looking, find something that you can get into. Then you don't necessarily have to promote your body in a way where it's like you shouldn't have to promote your body unless you are into that line of work. But yeah, overall though, like there is this video that I saw on YouTube where it was of this 15-year-old privileged kid going off on this OnlyFans models, and you can tell like that he came from a family, but just based on how he was dressed and based on how he was acting, I was like, this kid is so entitled. And the funny thing is like I wish they would have had like more people, like, I guess, like, from his view perspective, but just coming from different backgrounds. Because I felt that he was just being way too serious in the situation. Where it's like, you're, like, and it's funny because he was, like, trying to get on her for her life choices. And it's like, fam, you're not even thinking about your life choices. Like, maybe he is. Maybe he is, like, you know, looking into colleges and all that stuff. But it's like, fam, you are a 15-year-old child. You don't have to worry about your life choices. You literally have your parents' money to rely on. So that's why I'm like, that's why in that video, I didn't really listen to too much on what the kid was saying, because it was like, okay, well, the whole video was just of the kid talking, and it was like the OnlyFans model, she didn't really get a chance to like defend herself and talk on like why she does the things that she do. But it's like, I feel that I can answer that, you know, for her. I feel like I can speak on her on her behalf. So I feel that the reason why she got into that line of work is because she probably, if my thing is this, you're a college student, all right? Now, based off of from what I've heard with college students, you get into a lot of debt. I'm saying, like, you got a lot of money that you need to pay back to this, either the college. I don't know how that stuff works, but yeah, it's like, fam, when I hear how much money goes into college, I was like, I'm actually happy I didn't go into college. Like, cause college, that's why you hear where people be like 50 years old and then that's when they finally paid off their college debt. You shouldn't be no 50 years old paying off no college debt. So that's why I'm like, you know, my thing is this, if you go to college, that is your choice. But if you don't, hey, more power to you. I didn't go to college myself, all right? So, and the funny thing is like, that kid, he's most likely going to go through the best schools, or he's going to be put in some college, all right? He's going to be able to get into some college. Why? Because of his parents' money. That girl couldn't rely on her parents' money. That's why she had to do the OnlyFans work. So my thing is this, it's like, I know people probably ask, like, do I support OnlyFans work? I don't particularly care for it. You know, if you do it, you do it. If you don't do it, then you don't do it. But my thing is, and I know people will probably be all like, well, what would you do if you knew somebody that do it? I know people that do OnlyFans work. And I think people are going to more so try to put it in like in that line of conversation where it's like it's a family member. You know, like, and I know, like, to just get a little dark in things, I know people are like, well, what if it was your daughter and stuff that got in OnlyFans work? I would like to hope and think that I'm able to take care of my kids, and if they want to go through college, then I'm like, I got money aside for them to go through college. and they don't have to worry about no student debt and all that. That's why I'm focused on my career now. So when that time does come, when I do have kids, they don't have to worry about that stuff. You know, so that's why I'm like, yeah, it's not her parents' fault. It's like, they don't know whether or not their kid's gonna go through college and stuff. So that's something I'm like, if they pressured her to go through college, then it's like, yeah, then it's like they should have had some money on the side for her to go through college. But if not, then it's like, fam, look, my parents, they ain't tripping about me going to college. I hear there's other friends I went to school with where they tell me their parents wasn't tripping about them going to college. I feel like a lot of parents probably don't even care for that stuff. It's like, college is just, my thing is this, it's good to go to college just, I guess, to get that like extra education, and it'll be a little bit easier to get jobs. But at the end of the day, if you're not looking for no like high-end job that requires a college education, and you just trying to get you a job that just pays the bills, fam, do what you gotta do, you know. But at the end of the day, it's like, it doesn't, you know, in my opinion, college just don't really matter. I don't care for college. I'm not trying to take away anybody's dreams. Like, if you want to go to college, you go to college. Don't go based off of what I'm saying about college, and then you're like, oh, well, I'm gonna leave it in TMossBoss's hands on whether I go to college or not. No, you go to college because you want to go to college. If you got the money for it, go to college. Get your education, go out there and get a good paying job, buy yourself a Lamborghini, do whatever you want to do. But the thing is this though, there are people in this world that are going to be in college and they're going to struggle if they can't find no job near them, or if there's jobs that they're working at and they don't like those jobs. It brings a lot of unnecessary amounts of stress. And my thing is this, I don't want to be working at a place and be stressed out. Like, I can think back on when I was working at this cafe when I it took me some time to just kind of adapt, but I more so think it just was due to the fact that I was very rebellious, you know, at a young age and stuff. I was like in the final stages of my teenage years and in like my early 20s and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I was in an extreme rebellious stage. You know, you got somebody coming from the world of content creating, and then they're getting into, you know, one of these like IRL jobs and stuff. Yeah, you know, it's it's a little different. So like, you gotta adapt to that stuff. But no, but it's like, I remember when I started working at that place, and I was stressed. I was like, I don't even want to work here no more. You know, it's like where I'm like out here getting into it with customers because customers want to have an attitude with me for no reason. I'm getting into it with employees because I feel like they want to have an attitude with me for no reason. And it's like, fam, what is going on here? I'm like, I just started working at this place and I'm already feel like I got like 10, 15 years of stress on my life. I'm like, nah, man, that's too much, you know? So the thing is this, if you work at a job, right, and you don't like that job, you know, like, yeah, let's say the job, and I was just talking about this last night on my stream, but it's like, yeah, the job, it may pay good, but is that the job for you? Is that something that it's like you want to continuously work at for a long period of time? Because I knew eventually at some point before the pandemic that I was like, I'm quitting this job as soon as content creating takes off. I was like, I'm not going to be no content creator with 1 million subscribers still working at this job to please people. You know, like, nah, that's something I'm like, I'm not doing. And I think overall, like, that's what that 15-year-old kid, what it's like he's expecting this girl to do is to just work at places and please everybody around her and not do anything for herself. And that's why I'm like, you know, at the end of the day, whether she wants to do OnlyFans for herself or not, or to just do it so, you know, she could be financially stable. Because it's like when you hear situations where people go on that website and they make millions of dollars off of it and stuff. It's like, honestly, though, you sit down and you think about that. You done made all of this money off of this website, right? You done made all this money off of this website. What is the one thing in this? And then it's like, if you're comfortable with that line of work, because yeah, you'll hear at times where it's like people, they get into that type of stuff, but they're not comfortable with it, you know. But that's the thing though, if that's the only job that they can find, they have to develop some level of comfort in order to continue with a job like OnlyFans or other lines of work like OnlyFans, you know. But yeah, at times you hear where it's like people, they be telling like horror stories and stuff, and they're like, nah, I'm not into that, like, you know. And it's like, okay, hey, the thing is this though, and people they'll probably be wondering, like, if I'm at a table like that and I'm having a conversation with somebody and they're in that line of work on OnlyFans, I'm not gonna berate them because, oh, you went to college but you didn't do anything with yourself, now you gotta do OnlyFans, because that's literally how that kid was talking, berating this girl. And it's like, fam, again, you're 15 years old, okay? I think because I did multiple takes of this episode, and so I don't know whether or not I had said that, but if I didn't say that, you're a 15-year-old kid relying on your parents' money. You are not in that part of your life yet. Even when you do get to that part of your life, you still have no place or business to be berating somebody on their life choices, when literally you don't even have to be worrying about your life choices until for like the next 3 years. So yeah, that's why it's like that type of stuff. And you can tell that he was that type of kid that got rejected a lot. You know, like my thing is this. It's like I've been rejected a few times in my life, but I'm not going to take that out on people that don't deserve to have it being taken out on. It's like that girl ain't did nothing to him besides exist. And it trips me out. Like, and he's definitely one of those like Andrew Tate type follower. Yeah, or yeah, he did. You know what? And it's like, just thinking about that, that's exactly who that kid is. Another Andrew Tate. Fam, Andrew Tate impacted this world in such a wrong way to where now people think, oh, I'm the alpha male. I'm an alpha and you're a beta. I'm like, bro, shut up. Like, ain't nobody hearing no alpha beta stuff. You are a 15-year-old kid, okay? It's like you are not no alpha, no beta, none of that. The Charlie, Delta, nothing, okay? You play Call of Duty on your free time and you still believe in Santa. It's like, ain't nobody hearing that stuff, bruh. So, yeah, it's stuff like that where I'm like, nah, you know what, like, because I wanted to talk on this 15-year-old kid and this OnlyFans model, but I really wanted to talk on these Andrew Tate followers, because these Andrew Tate followers, because it's like, you see it in people like Aiden Ross, you see it in people, and it's funny how like Aiden Ross, he went from like having OnlyFans models into his streams to where now he wants to berate them too, because he hung out with Andrew Tate a little bit too much. And the funny thing is like, with people like Andrew Tate, he done had it, so he done been in a point in time in his life so much to where he done had all this women around him and he done got bored. So now he wants to do something a little different. Now he wants to be something a little bit more newer. So now he wants to be this like female Terminator, wanting to terminate every woman that he sees and wanting to like just make them feel already bad for like the situation that they're in. And it's like, I guarantee and I promise you, he ain't doing that to no woman that's above him. He ain't talking crazy to no woman that's above him. He's only doing it to a woman where he can clearly see that she's struggling. So he wants to take advantage of that. He wants to like, oh, I want to have fun with this situation. This is my little jump rope. You know, I want to have so much fun with this situation. Make the girl feel bad than how she's already feeling bad, or worse than how she's already feeling. And it's like, for what reason? My thing is this. Talking to that 15-year-old kid, talking to the Aiden Rosses, the Andrew Tates of this world, what do you gain from berating and talking down to somebody that doesn't even deserve it? And it's like, and then it's funny because put them in that same scenario where there's a higher end job out there more than whatever Andrew Tate does, Aiden Ross and all those guys, and that 15-year-old kid. You put somebody in a higher power than them, they are so small. That's the one thing that I feel like a lot of these guys don't understand, is like how small you are. Because look, you got to understand this. You might be going off on that girl for being an OnlyFans model and not even realizing that there's people going off on you. They might not be, and the thing is, they're not going to put themselves in that environment where somebody's going to be talking down to them, because they're the alphas, they're the omegas, they're the this, they're the that. And it's like, no, bruh, you are an average human being just like everybody else walking the face of this earth. You just so happen to have a following. So I'm like, my thing is this, to that OnlyFans model, and I know people, because I think that's what the guy was overall talking on, like, oh, how would that make you feel if your kids had to like tell that? And that's all like, fam, my thing is this, who knows what OnlyFans is going to be doing like in the years to come? Like, maybe it might be shut down, maybe it might not be shut down, but it's like, if the day she decides to have kids, right? I'm pretty sure she ain't gonna be walking around telling everybody, oh yeah, I'm in the OnlyFans. If people so happen to recognize her, that's something that she's just gonna have to, she'll face that road when she needs to. But at the end of the day, it's like having it where you're like trying to, and it's just, yeah, to me, it's like that 15-year-old kid. That's just what bothers me. It's like, you're a child. You don't have no, and it's, yeah, I was like, maybe if they would have had like somebody else there with like a little bit more of experience in life, then maybe, you know, his opinion would have mattered. But at the end of the day, it was an opinion. You know, like, I think that's what needs to be understood, that, you know, an opinion doesn't really matter. It's like, and if it's like, even if it's like facts, it's like, okay, you think people are really gonna, you know, all the facts that exist in this world, do you think people are going to be paying attention to the actual factuals of that woman? No, they're not. I'm all like, that's that woman's life. Those are her choices. But it's like to get on her about her life choices. And it's like, fam, there's people out there. I hear horror stories where people done had to become drug dealers. I heard horror stories of people having to shoplift to provide for their kids. And it's like, if she got kids and she's having to do OnlyFans to provide for her kids, fam, I'm saying it's going to a good cause. I'm like, yeah, there's going to probably be some negatives that come with it, but hey, at the end of the day, she is doing, if whether it's her, whether it's her kids, regardless of whatever the situation is, she is doing that because she is trying to provide. What, in talking to that 15-year-old kid, what have you done in this world to provide? I'm like, you think you giving out advice on, because you're some famous 15-year-old. I think I've seen him before. It's like, he looks familiar. He looked like that kid that just randomly gets up on stages at award shows and stuff and starts saying like some old random stuff. But anyways, but yeah, it's like, you done nothing to provide. You're a 15-year-old child. What have you done? Nothing. So it's like, fam, continue being a kid. Continue enjoying your kid years. When that time comes where people ain't inviting you on the podcast episodes, you ain't getting paid to make public appearances and stuff. Now it's your turn to provide and actually do stuff. And then that's another thing that somebody was all like, oh, he's giving out better advice than her parents gave her and stuff. Like, really trying to put her parents in that line of conversation. They said something along those lines. Let me see real quick, because I still have the video up. There's like, bro became the father she never had, and it's all like, how do you know that? How do you know that she never had a father? Did she tell you that? No. So it's like, my thing is this, people, if you're gonna be out here judging, but and it's funny, that's because there was another person said that, and it was all like, they said she was lucky she didn't have to name 10 books. And my thing is this, it's like, okay, I don't know what that overall means, and it's all like, because I'm trolling somebody on an answer like that. They come up to me talking about, oh, name off 10 books. I'm like, I really don't want to, but okay, let me think of some Dr. Seuss books. Like, no, I'm trolling somebody on some stuff like that. But no, it's funny how like they mentioned that, and it's all like, you guys are the main ones like judging books. I know it don't have like what I'm getting ready to say don't got nothing to do with that comment, but it's like getting back to what I was saying and then just hearing books, and it just reminded me of that comment. But anyways, it's like, y'all is out here judging books by their covers and stuff. Yeah, you're like that hidden book that you don't want nobody to find. You know, it's like you're stuffed all the way in the back of the library, and here it is. It's like this girl's trying to do something with her life, and you guys are judging her for it. That's why I'm like, it's people like that where I'm like, y'all sit around, be on the computer, trying to type out your opinion on some stuff, and it's like, bro, I'm gonna tell you this right now. Nobody cares. Like, really, nobody cares, bruh. But anyways, yeah, and that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. Stay tuned for the next episode, and peace.